recently there were serious allegations made against Mohammed Hijāb. I'm not going to go into those, but this is his final response. He says, "My final word on the matter. Sister recently made false allegation against me. It has been addressed. This is my final word." And then he quotes, "Produce your proof if you are truthful." Translation of a verse of Surah Baqarah. And then also translation of Hadith. The burden of proof is upon the claimant. 3 days have now passed since Dunya Shuaib, ex-husband, gave a platform to the stalker who loudly proclaimed she possessed damning evidence, and yet there is nothing, no documents, no photographs, no voice notes, no witnesses, only silence. And this silence is not just disappointing, it is shocking, given the severity and scope of the claims that were made for accusations so sweeping and specific. The total absence of even the most basic forms of proof speak louder than any allegation. One cannot shout fire in the theatre then flee when asked to show smoke. Even more disturbing is the glaring inconsistency of the ex, who in the very video below insists that evidence must be presented when he is accused, citing the seriousness of a claim like zina. Yet when it comes to the stalker, suddenly her testimony is evidence. This is not justice, this is partisanship masquerading as principle. Those who claim to possess the truth know how to bring it forward if they have it, and should anyone dare submit falsehood, let it be known, others will respond on my behalf. Truth does not stand alone, it is defended, and not all of its defenders speak softly. Those who claim to possess the truth, and while we are speaking of truth, will the ex condemn what was aired under his watch? Will the ex disavow the open shirk where I was called God, and the vile supplication asking Allah to curse my children with cancer? Or does his hatred excuse anything so long as it's aimed at me? His silence here is not a shield, it is a signature. It speaks not of caution but of cowardice, not of neutrality but of malice. There is nothing further to add. I will continue to I will continue the work that my team and I are committed to without distraction. I advise us all, do not give yourselves to suspicion and spectacle. Do not become tools for those on and offline who seek to harm Islam and Muslims. Preserve your dignity, and if you claim to stand for truth, then stand for it even when it is inconvenient. And I felt like I needed to read the whole statement to show you what the statement is trying to tell you. There has been no proof provided, and also the individual who hosted this on his channel allowed X, Y, and Z to happen without challenging it. Also, the one who makes these claims, they try to discredit people but bring no proof, and have yet to do so. If they do so, then we will look at the proof, but they haven't. And also a question is raised: if these things did happen, then you deal with it with a mufti or a faqih or anyone, a learned scholar. Once you have dealt with it with all parties involved, then you can come online and say that what happened. But you're just going online and making accusations and not benefiting anyone, and is making yourself look like you are only seeking attention and seeking to destroy someone's character. Also, on the brother who hosted it on his channel, it seemed like he is not about the truth. Something might have happened with him and he wanted to speak about it, and that should be the end of that. But what benefit did he get from hosting this? And if he hasn't been given any proof, he should not be hosting this. And if he has been given proof, then he should make the proof apparent and known to show that he's hosting it on his platform because he knows there's proof, but he hasn't done that. And often, I always say, it's not the non-Muslims often that are the worst enemies of Muslims, it's Muslims themselves. So these people, they want to bring claims, they don't want to provide proof, and ultimately they don't want to find solutions properly and then speak about it afterwards. If this was true and you had proof, settle it with the Mufti. Once you've settled it, then you can speak about it afterwards. But no, you don't want to settle it, you have no proof, and you just want to speak about it and bring someone down. This is the level of people we have, that they have no substance. They just want to speak for the sake of speaking, and they want to destroy someone's character when the enemies of Islam, the enemies of humanity they're trying to do this, and you are aiding them. And when it's told and we are made aware of who aided the enemies of humanity on the Day of Judgment, people like this will be held accountable. You are aiding in making it difficult for people like him to speak. Non-Muslims will use this to say and do X, Y, and Z, whilst you have not benefited. In fact, made it worse for yourselves, and you have not brought any proof. And you are making it worse for the Muslims. And with such claims of saying things about people's children, it shows your character and your lack of Islam within you, which is why you make claims without providing the evidence. And if you were under a caliphate and there was a qadi, what would happen to you? Think about what would happen to you. And you know that you wouldn't get away with this. This is why you speak the way you do openly, because there is no accountability. But I'm sure once you, hopefully, Mohammed Hijāb and his team will take you to court, and then perhaps he will provide the evidence, because at the moment you're not providing any evidence because you just seem to want to destroy someone's character. So hopefully they do take you to court, and then when you cannot produce evidence in court, then hopefully you are humiliated.